Hey, welcome to Future Steps Creative, the online show and podcast that talks about online business strategies. In this episode, I'm going to talk about an MVP, talk about why that matters, what it is and why it matters, and hopefully you'll get some value out of this content today. I'm going to jump into the content without further ado. So today I want to talk about the idea behind having an MVP. Or a minimum viable product, and of course you can replace the word product with something else. And in case you're wondering what an MVP or a minimum viable product is, the idea behind this is the fact that we don't want to necessarily build out the biggest, baddest thing out there. If we're trying to create something, we want to come out with some minimum version of what that is supposed to be, so something that's passable, so we can test the market. Because oftentimes we have these big elaborate ideas and we want to build this ultimate thing, right? We dream of whatever it is that we want to create. However, the problem is that things always take longer or take more energy, more time, and even more money than we normally expect. And as a result, things get delayed and other things kind of like take over or get in between and cause us to go off track. However, actually, there's another point as well. Sometimes we might commit and might spend a lot of time and a lot of money, a lot of energy building this thing that we dreamt of building. However, it doesn't go down well as we thought it would have gone down. So we've already gone months, weeks, or years into something. And unfortunately, if we had done some sort of minimum viable products where we or testing where we've put something out in the market and be able to get some reaction, gauge the reaction, and we'll be able to actually save ourselves the hassle and the time put into what we've done by actually being able to pivot or adjust what we're doing early on, so we don't actually go down the wrong track and lose resources of time and money, energy, etc. So with an MVP, this topic came about really because I've been really bogged down over the last few weeks with what's happening in the world right now. It's actually given me some perspective, and it's given me time to work on a lot of the things that I've been trying to get going, but it's really been difficult in terms of juggling working a day job and looking after family and doing all the stuff that you do in everyday life. And these things get put on the back burner, your projects that you really should be doing, right? You kind of not prioritize these things. And what I dreamt of doing, actually, I could have got, in a lot of the cases, I could have gotten things out there a lot sooner, but I've been suffering from analysis paralysis. If you don't know what that means, is that you're sitting down and analyzing every little detail of whatever it is that you're trying to do instead of actually putting something out there. And I give this advice to friends and family and people that I've actually worked with, but it's super hard. You might realize it's super hard to apply a lot of the things that you might be able to help others with to yourself. And that's something that I've struggled with, and I'm trying to actually take advice from mentors and other people that are ahead of me to make sure that I'm kind of like not missing the boat or missing the point of what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyway, long story short, I've been working on Future Steps Academy, and you've probably heard me mention Future Steps Academy in the past in my content. So my dream or my goal actually is to have an online learning platform and community. And this is something that I've bought the domain name for maybe about 2-3 years ago, or maybe about 2 years ago. And I've actually built a site, and it's been sitting there, and I haven't been able to actually get things off the ground as much as I'd want it to, because the plans that I had are quite elaborate. And like I said, I wanted to basically go in with as much as I can possibly have at the start. But unfortunately, that's not possible, especially if you're primarily doing things by yourself with that particular project. It can be difficult. And a lot of people might not understand what you're doing. And it might seem that nothing's happening, but you have this big dream. So I've been talking to a couple of different people, and people that run other businesses, and they've been giving me help with basically advising me and giving me their opinion, their feedback. And I realized, you know what, I need to cut back on a lot of the things and maybe come out with an MVP, maybe not have so many options and come out with one simple level, because it's a membership program, and build out from there. So essentially, this is what I'm doing now. And this has been taking up a lot of my time to actually even just get the tech to work, because it's a membership site, and a lot of the programs, the software, the technology that I'm using is actually new to me, because I've used other solutions in the past. And every time you do something new like this, it's like you're learning everything from scratch, or most things from scratch anyway. So it's been super time consuming, but hey, we're on lockdown at the moment still. And as I have a bit more time on my hands, I thought, let me just get this out of the way before things start picking up again and I don't have any time for it. So that being said, I am in the process of launching Future Steps Academy right now. So if you're interested in taking any, learning anything from me in terms of taking classes, courses, virtually online, you'll be able to do that on that platform. So I'll be having courses on there. I'll be doing ongoing content where I'll be aggregating my content and other resources that I have and pooling things together to help you and anyone else like you who's trying to bootstrap and start something up online, or maybe, you don't you don't really have the resources in terms of finances to actually build out everything from scratch. I have a lot of resources that I've collected over time, and I'll be making things super affordable and available. In fact, I'm making a lot of it free right now because I'm trying to get things going, and I want to be able to help out other people in this time of need that we're all in right now. So I'm thinking, you know what, as I build content, I have a web design course for beginners that I'm starting with. And as I build that content out, I'll be providing that for free, so you can join right now. Things are still in the works, so if you head to futurestepsacademy.com, you'll be able to see what's happening. And I'm truly hoping that this is going to become something bigger than me. So I'm hoping this is the start of something that I can actually provide a lot of my best work and my best value there, so that I can empower other people, which is really what I want to be able to do, and obviously make a living doing what I'm doing as well. So feel free to check that out. I'll be probably talking more about this and documenting this in my podcast episodes going forward, because there's nothing better than being able to share real life situations and share the struggles and the actual challenges that I'm facing with other people, so they can see that, you know what, it's not easy, but if you know that you have something that you're clear about in your head, that's the main thing, then you know what road to go down, and you can kind of get the things in place and stack the bricks that you actually need to stack in order to get you to where you need to get to. So that being said, this short little episode this episode, I don't know if it's short now, but what I want to get across is that you should try and do an MVP, or a minimum viable version of whatever it is that you're trying to do, so then you can get feedback. It's great to have an audience built up front and be able to bounce ideas off and test out things with your audience. That's why I always say, you know what, go for building your audience first and create content online so people can find you, build your email list, so you can communicate on your own terms and be able to build a relationship with these people. Because you know what, you could let people in and say, hey, what do you think about this idea, before you go ahead and create this thing. And if you see enough people respond, there's lots of ways to do MVPs. I can revisit this because I have, you can research it, but I have a lot of knowledge and information that I've gathered around doing MVPs. But the basis of it is just putting out something at the basic level that's possible, that has the fundamental elements that you need to build from. And you could do that in different ways to get people on board, get them to try things out, see how it is, and then you can make improvements or change direction slightly based on feedback that you've gotten. So that's what I'm going to leave you with in this episode. I hope everyone's staying safe and you're well and you're not going crazy indoors with whoever you're locked in with, and or maybe you're by yourself. I hope your mental state is fine, because this thing here, being isolated, is not fun for prolonged periods of times. I can't even speak now, for prolonged periods. But what you need to do is keep your brain active, read, engage with whatever you need to do to keep your brain active, play board games, remember those. It's not all about being on the screen and stuff. I love the screen, but hey, sometimes it's really nice to play a little card game or a little, I don't know, checkers, or if you play chess, that kind of thing. It's really fun. So yeah, do what you need to do, stay motivated, and do check out Future Steps Academy and let me know what you think as well. Share this, and obviously follow my content, and I'll continue to provide lots and lots of value to you. Take care. Speak soon.